Namaste, JV. Namaste, JVs. My name is KRUTIKA SHENMARE, and I belong to the Department of Food, Agriculture, and Veterinary Sciences, and precisely to the Department of Food and Biotechnology. So, we were talking about the food business management in our last three lecture videos. Now, continuing with the same topic, we'll be talking about the land reforms based on the um, agricultural sector in India. The Indian agriculture is dominated by a large number of small scale operators that are predominantly owner operators. Okay, the land reforms need to address three important issues, that is, to map land carefully and assign conclusive titles to facilitate land leasing and to create a fair but speedy process of land acquisition for public purposes. The National Land Record Modernization Program, which started in 2008, aims at updating and digitalizing land records by the end of the 12th plan. Eventually, the intent is to move from presumptive titles where registration of land does not imply the owner's title is legally valid to conclusive titles where it does. Now, eventually, the intent is to move from presumptive titles where registration of land does not imply on the owner's titles in legally valid to conclusive titles where it does. Digitalization will help to enormously in lowering the cost of land transaction, while conclusive title will eliminate the legal uncertainty and need to use the government as an intermediary for acquiring lands was to cleanse the title. Given the importance of this program, its rollouts in various states needs to be accelerated. For large public welfare projects such as proposed national and manufacturing zones and national highway projects, large-scale land acquisition may be necessary, given that the people currently living on the identified land will suffer significant costs, including the loss of property and livelihood. A balance has to be drawn between the need for economic growth and the cost imposed on the displaced. The Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Bill 2011 passed by the Lok Sabha recently is uh, likely to ensure the right to consent, fair compensation and transparency to the farmers in process. We are now talking about the ministries and public institutions involved in the implementation and monitoring of agricultural policies in India. So the agencies which are responsible for the production at the central level are ministries of agriculture, food processing, water resources, energy, and the ICAR. And the energy agencies at the regional and the state level are Ministry of Agriculture, Horticulture, Food Industries, Process Irrigation, Power, SAUs. The prices involve Ministry of Agriculture, Food Processing, Commerce and Promotion and Agricultural Costs and Prices. For the agencies at the regional level are Ministries of Agriculture and Finance. For marketing, the agencies at the central level which are responsible are Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, FEDA, Directorate of Marketing and Inspection, NAFED, Food Corporation of India, Cotton Corporation of India, Central Warehousing Corporation, Jute Corporation of India, National Dairy Development Board, Special Marketing Processing Corporation, Commodity Board. For marketing at the regional or state level, the Minister of Agriculture, Directorate of Agricultural Marketing, State Level Agricultural Commodities Marketing Federation, State Level Agricultural Marketing Bonds, Primary, Central and State Level Marketing Social Unions, special marketing processes, societies, tribal cooperative marketing federations for credits. The agencies for at central level are Ministry of Finance, Reserve Bank of India, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. For credits at the regional or state level are Ministry of Finance, state level bankers, committee, regional officers at NABARD, commercial banks, credit cooperatives, regional rural banks. For the trade at Ministry of Commerce, Commodity Boards, Agriculture and Processed Food Products Development Authority, that is NAFEDA, National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federations, the that is NAFED, and for trade at the regional levels are Agri Export Zones, that is AES, and the Ministry AEZs and the Ministry of Agriculture. For research, the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that is FCAR, the Veterinary Council of India, that is BCI, the Indian Council of Forest Research, that is ICFR, and the Central Agricultural Universities, that is Deemed Universities. For research at the regional level, the agency bodies are state agriculture universities, private agriculture colleges, private institutions, and autonomous institutions. The education at Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that is India Institute of Management, Central Agriculture Universities. For also the for regional bodies, the local bodies involved are state agriculture universities, private colleges, agribusiness management institute, that is CAB. Now that was all about the land reforms in the central and the regional bodies involved in it. Now talking about the agriculture credit policy. Now, the third five-year plan emphasized the urgent need to create an institution to provide funds for investments in the agricultural sector. This resulted in the establishment of Agriculture Finance Corporation in 1963. In 1969, the lead bank scheme was introduced with the primary objective of taking a territorial approach to rural development. Now, pertaining to the rural inequalities in the rural bank were noted. The gaps so created was attempted to be filled with expansion of microcredit projects in the rural areas. Several issues of this area of rural credit still remain to be addressed. The major ones related to the provisions of the cheap and timely credit to the small and marginal farmers with low risk, low transaction costs and associated risks. Another issue related to the development of the ways to provide working credit to tenant farmers. The recent development in credit policy includes agricultural loans, waiver of margin security, advance and grant for agricultural purposes being treated as non-productive assets, that is NPA, incentives to bank branches to finance, self-help group with minimal bureaucratic procedures, and launching of Kisan Credit Card. The marketing reforms and policies. The process of market regulation started in the mid-1960s with the enactment of agricultural produce. The Market Regulation Act (APMC), the Agricultural Produce Market Regulation Act, that is APMC, is however noted that many ways of the physical market are restricted, over-regulated, and monopolistic. The direct procurement from the farmers are seldom permitted in most states. Private players were not permitted to create private mandis. The cartelization of local traders often resulted in lower prices realization by the farmers, and there was often lack of transparency in the process of price formation and dissemination. There has been a huge variety in the density of the regulated markets in different parts of the country. While all the Indian average area served by regulated markets, the same is 103 square kilometer for Punjab and 11.215 square kilometer in Meghalaya. The National Commission on Farmers has suggested that the services of the market should be available within a radius of 5 kilometers. This is the monopoly of APMC have led to large intermediation and have effectively resulted in limiting the access to the farmers. The agricultural marketing policies in the country have moved considerably distant away from the restrictive regulations of 1960s and 70s, dominated by the excessive and needless use of the Essential Commodities Act and the restrictive laws. To further reform the sector, a model agricultural produce Marketing Development Act was formulated in 2003 and circulated to all the state governments for amending the respective act. The rules under the act were also circulated in August 2007. The reforms proposed under the act include replacement of the fragmented nature of markets and integrated and identified marketplace, permission for direct procurement of farmers, promotion of grading and quality control services, introduction of single point reasonable market fee within the state, formulation and implementation of legal and institutional framework for contract farming, simplification and introduction of a unified single licensing system, single window clearance to replace multiple authorities for various market operations, simplification of market tax laws, encouragement of private investment in market infrastructure development, permitting functions of private mandis outside the purview of the APMC Act, creation of special markets for commodity or commodity specific groups, the permitting of electronic pan-geographic spot mandis, the promotion of commodity exchanges, the linking sports market closely with future market for price discovery, then managing market commodities more professionally. The Essential Commodities Act should be with the repeal or provisions related to stock limits and movement restrictions removing from its purview. In 2004, there were 7,418 regulated markets to which the central government provided assistance in establishing the required market infrastructure and setting up the rural welfare. The number of regulated markets, however, came down to 7,190 on 31st March 2017. There is an urgent need to legalize the contract farming in the interest of the farmers as well as the sponsors. There should be an institutional arrangement to record all contractual arrangements with the government body or a local body such as a panchayat. There is a strong need for an independent market regulator for the issue of single registration license to the market functionaries to transact the business in the entire state and collect single point market fee, especially for contract farming, and direct marketing of sources of produce from the farmers, setting market in more than one market area, and to ensure transparency and quality services to the farmers. The terminal market and wholesale markets which ensure better price realization and timely payment of sale proceeds in the producer. Lower price payable to the final consumer and remote impediments to smooth supply of raw materials to agro industries and minimize post-harvest losses and wastage by allowing direct procurement from the producer. The private sector can bring in the required investment and management skills for successful development of these markets. The central government is committed to support the initiative by providing equity, by providing um, equity assistance up to 49% of the project equity returnable as part and successful operation of the project to the venture capital fund of the Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium. The terminal network complex based on the PPP model at the Patna, Bihar, and Perundurai and Chennai has been approved under the National Horticulture Mission. The recent rapid growth in the organized retail has attracted attention of the media as well as the elected representatives. The critics fear that organized retail will be detriment of the large multitude of the small retailers. These fears appear that the largely misplaced as the retail space that could be occupied by the large corporates would remain insignificant. So, students, in this video, we've seen about the land reforms and the political schemes for the agricultural development. Okay, so that is all we have seen into this lecture. Now we'll see. In the next lecture that the business management, the next lecture of the food business management, the different schemes presently which are active as per the government. Right. Also, we'll be seeing the different methods of agricultural business expansion and the food business expansion. That is all for this session. Thank you.